Yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome. It's been a while. We were out. I think we were out, and it is important for us to be out for holidays sometimes, even though we didn't maybe let you know, guys, that we are going out. We are not going to be here, basically, not going out in that manner. I know that many of you would like to see that because there are many questions that have been coming. And Emily, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that, hey, get into the story. Just one thing that I would like to say, not to open a discussion.
Yeah.
Our videos are long. So if you come here, you must come prepared that you have data. So, because I think that irritation, you get it if you don't have much data most of the time.
True.
So we are going to go past the story. It's a greeting. Please subscribe and like our videos. Those who are willing to support us, I think let me clarify that it's only those who are willing to support us.
And those who really like our work, those who appreciate the effort that goes into this work.
Yes.
It's not for everyone. Not everybody wants to know full details about cases, okay? And that's fine. If you are not that kind of person, there are other options.
Yes,
you know, this is a big platform.
Uh-huh.
So for this channel specifically, we get into the grits. You know, the nitty-gritties are important for us.
They are.
We don't want to assume or make too much assumptions and end up lying on people.
Exactly. That's why we don't do no rules.
Yes, we want to fully unpack what is going on. So we're not doing this to waste your time. If you don't have the time,
because I don't want
then this is not for you
to have that platform again. Yeah, Emily, let us roll here.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Here we unpack stories, interesting stories. Yes, and I found and stumbled upon a very interesting story. Not really interesting story per se, but an interesting case of fraud. Another one of fraud.
Yeah.
The information is publicly available. So if the information is not publicly available, it becomes very difficult to talk about certain cases. But in this instance, public information is quite available. So I was happy about that.
Yeah.
So in April, the police in Kwazulu-Natal launched a manhunt for accused scammer Nzunzo Njilo and his accomplice Kwanda Njangase. This is according to the reports. Okay, now you're going to find out why he's been labeled as a scammer. Although some of our audience members, our family members here on the channel may have already found out about this case. It's been circulating. It was happening around that time. Thabo Beste news were coming like hotcakes. We were being fully updated all the time about Thabo Beste. This case was also happening around the same time. And it was quite interesting. What made it trend or become known is the fact that Nzuzo Njilo is Faith Nketsi's husband, okay? And Faith Nketsi is one of our celebrities la eMzansi. Nzuzo Njilo is the son also of former mayor of Msunduzi municipality in Pietermaritzburg. Now his name is Themba Njilo. That's the father there in mayor attire. Nzuzo Njilo is also married to socialite, influencer, and reality television star Faith Nketsi.
Just for correction, I mean, not to say that, because I know there are many people who would come and say, hey, it's not Msunduzi. Msunduzi. Msunduzi municipality. You are correct.
Msunduzi.
It's okay. I understand. But I'm just making those corrections for those. Because I'm here, they will say, why are you not correcting? But let's continue.
Yeah, thank you for the correction. Msunduzi, right? Msunduzi municipality. So Njilo also comes from a prominent family. I'm sure you can see his father was a mayor in Kwazulu Natal. And he's also executive. He was also former executive mayor of the municipality in Pietermaritzburg. The municipality apparently, allegedly, was flagged for corruption claims, and his party, of course, ANC, recalled him from the top post in 2019. This is with regards to Njilo's father, Themba Njilo. And they refer to him as Njilo Senior. So his family is also known for several successful businesses. I remember there was also assumptions or allegations made by Musa Kaula that they actually owned one of the most biggest funeral parlors that side. But now they don't own it anymore. They think it's been sold. So police said that in May 2021, Nzunzo and Kwanda allegedly masqueraded as salesmen who pretended to be selling a truck. An unsuspecting buyer viewed the truck at a dealership in Boksburg and later paid them a substantial amount of money, but the truck was never delivered. They never delivered the truck.
So this man was buying a truck from them?
It's a woman, allegedly.
A woman was buying a truck from them. All right.
And they never delivered the truck. So the police also said that they uncovered certain information on the sale agreement.
Okay.
And the information they uncovered is that the agreement was fraudulent.
All right.
And a criminal case was duly opened. So the pair handed themselves over shortly after at the Port Shepstone police station, because the police station actually launched a manhunt for them. Manhunt, they had heard rumors that they were around Pietermaritzburg.
Okay.
So they launched that manhunt. Colonel Robert Nechuanda said the suspected fraudsters, Nzuzo Nkutalo Njilo, Nkutalo Njilo and Kwanda Njangase were on the police's wanted list in connection with the case of fraud. The two are alleged to have masqueraded as salesmen who pretended to be selling a truck in May 2021. The unsuspecting buyer went and physically viewed the truck at a dealership in Boksburg and later paid the two substantial amount of money, and the truck was never delivered. And since then, the duo could not be contacted and their whereabouts remained unknown to the police at the time. So the police uncovered that certain information on the sale agreement was fraudulent and a criminal case was opened. So the SAPS social media pages even posted them as wanted suspects. And of course, this trended on Twitter at the time because Nzuzo is Faith Nketsi's husband. And people were even asking Faith where her husband was because he was wanted by the police.
Nzuzo. Yeah, Nzuzo Nkutalo Njilo. Yes. So that's a man.
Yes, that's him. Those are the police statements.
I can see. This is the man who's very now, because I mean it's gonna be of a public interest, because I mean once you start dating in that direction, famous people, we get to know about you.
Remember the time Faith Nketsi got a Range Rover for Valentine's Day?
Was this the man that gave?
Yes.
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly. It's was him.
Okay.
It even showed on the reality show that it was actually him.
I rest my case then.
Yes.
I rest my case. That's nice money. So what we are uncovering this year is that not all this money that these slay queens that show on social media,
a particular social media app, Instagram,
is normally not money that comes like
in an honest way.
Yes, in an honest way. It gets to be followed afterwards. We're not saying that we have a case here as yet, because I mean until we prosecute and have this case won by those who are claiming, then we are going to say, now this is fraud, proper fraud. But for now, it's alleged.
It's allegations for now. We are working with allegations, but they are very serious. They are serious allegations. So Njangase handed himself over to the police first. That is the co-accused. That is
Okay.
the guy that was next to him, apparently committing the crimes along with him, allegedly.
Yeah.
And Njilo contacted the investigating officer and handed himself in afterwards.
Okay.
So on the 28th of April, they appeared in Port Shepstone Magistrate's Court on a charge of fraud. So currently they have 2 cases. Okay, he has
There's
2
2
cases.
cases.
And Njangase, on the other hand, is only implicated in the case in KZN.
So
in
he's
Port
got nothing to
Shepstone.
do with the one that is in Joburg.
No.
Yes. Okay.
So right now, we're going to talk about the one in KZN because that's where he appeared in court and it was actually recorded. And I think we'll also have a video of it, just glimpses of what was happening in the court. So Nzuzo Njilo was granted 30,000 rands bail, whereas his co-accused, Njangase, was granted bail of 3,000 rands. So I remember when I first heard this news, I was asking myself, why is there such a range in the bail amount? I mean, the other one is paying 3,000 and the other one is paying 30,000. And yet they are arrested for the same thing. But
I would like to not to think that they are arrested for exactly the same thing. Maybe.
okay.
Maybe that would be the case. And the other thing is probably after doing an investigation is who benefited the most. Maybe that's what they consider.
They kinda look
so
at.
like basically you might call it a mastermind type of a thing. Who stands to benefit from that?
Someone also commented that it depends on the type of crime. It isn't only one factor that is being considered when determining a bail amount. The individual is also considered. For example, the magistrate might believe that Njilo is of a higher flight risk than his co-accused. I guess you have a point with the funds issue.
Yeah, I guess, even though there's no consistency in a sense to say that, even though we are saying that might be the case, it could be true for the next person. It differs because I still tend to be corrected, and I still question the Janssen bail, which was 10,000. Do you understand? And if anything, these cases they weigh. I think you'd assume that the co-accused is probably Schedule 1 also. So the question is, why more money that side, less money the other side?
Okay, it seems like also Njangase has not been getting up to good things allegedly since he got out with that 3,000 rands bail, hey?
Okay.
Rumor has it that Njangase ruffled some feathers after he contacted the victim in the fraud case, which was brought against them in Kwazulu-Natal.
That is Gwanda Jangas.
Yes, the co-accused, not Njilo. So in a WhatsApp conversation which Sunday World have seen, Njangase sent a message to the witness a day after being released, commenting on her pictures and sending laughing emojis. Who does that?
I guess then this is when now they say we have conditions that we gave you bail on. You have broken them. So we are now going to arrest you again.
What is that? Commenting on her pictures on social media and putting laughing emojis. Ka. What's funny?
Not unless you have more confidence in your case. You think that you stand more chance of winning, depending on circumstances. I don't know what circumstances could be, maybe the power and whatnot. But other than that, I think it has to do with maybe, not even other than that, it maybe has to do with that.
Now, the victim reported the message to the police, who called Njangase and warned him. They warned him. After the call from the police, he contacted the woman again to apologize. So the text message sent by Njangase read, "Hi, I was on the phone with the investigating officer. I sent you this message. I did not know that I was not supposed to contact you even just for a harmless conversation. What in the... So he's telling me that the magistrate did not inform him to not contact any of the people that laid the charges or the plaintiffs.
Because it was reported.
He's trying to tell us that. He's trying to tell that a whole magistrate forgot to inform him of that. Really?
No, they don't. They always give you what we call... They always give you the conditions of the bail.
He was given those conditions. And now he's lying and saying that, allegedly lying and saying that I did not know that I was supposed to contact you even just for a harmless conversation. He called me and told me to apologize. I am sorry. Is that a sincere apology in your own reading?
It doesn't sound or seem like a sincere apology.
Well, Njilo allegedly defrauded the woman by selling her a truck in 2021 but failed to deliver the vehicle. They each face a charge of fraud linked to the dodgy sale of the truck, and the matter will be back in court before the end of May. Njilo is also expected at the Randburg Magistrates Court on the 28th of June for another fraud-related matter. Now, with regards to this other fraud case that Njilo has at the Randburg Magistrates Court, it looks like Nzuzo Njilo has won the first round in one of his two fraud cases. This one in particular is the second one. The first one is the one in KZN where he fraudulently sold a truck to this female, and the second one, allegedly fraudulent one. And the second one is in Johannesburg.
Okay.
So Land Industries. Now this is a different person who owns a business. The company's name is Land Industries. The owner is Blaine Evans and James Stevens. So it's two people who own Land Industries. They opened a case of fraud against Njilo last year after he allegedly defrauded them of 978,000 rands and 104. This is like close to $1 million. It's like 20,000 away from $1 million. 20,000 away from $1 million. It's a lot. So, in a botched business deal in March, Evans told the police in Douglasdale police station when he opened the case that through their company Land Industries, they had made a business deal to purchase a copper concentrate from Njilo's company and Chrome Mining. He said after making the deposit to Njilo's FNB business account, he promised to return the money and send them a fake proof of payment.
Okay.
As evidence of the money returned. Now, doesn't this sound like what they did with allegedly did with the truck?
Yeah, it does. It does. It looks similar. Which begs the question, why then the case in Johannesburg was provisionally
dismissed. We're going to get into the details. So after going to the bank, they learned that Njilo faked the bank document and only sent them 9 rands.
Sure.
They opened a case of fraud with the police using the fake proof of payment, and a charge of fraud was laid. Njilo was arrested and made various court appearances at the Randburg Magistrate Court between last year and early this year. So this one, we didn't get, the journalists didn't get footage in the court, or they didn't report much on the court appearances. I think it was because he wasn't a popular figure at the time. I think it was still hush-hush that him and Faith Nketsi, when did they get married? I forgot when they got married, but he wasn't that much of a big deal, I would assume, because he's been attending court for this Johannesburg case since last year and early this year, apparently, allegedly. Yes. So on Tuesday, the 6th of June, the Randburg Magistrate Court dismissed Njilo's fraud case that that was opened by the owners of Land Industries, Blaine Evans and James Stevens, for an outstanding debt of close to 1 million rands. These two accusers claimed that they paid him for copper concentrate, which they alleged Njilo failed to deliver in August of last year. Njilo's lawyer, Offense Nkwang, said they made a legal representation for the withdrawal of the case based on the merits of the matter. Njilo's representations were considered by the court and were successful. Njani, when the people that laid the charge, were they there? They were not there, actually. But the people involved in this case did not disclose the contents of the representations. A police official close to the investigation told Zimoja that they have a watertight case against the two accused.
Okay.
He said, "We are aware that separate 4 charges were dropped against Mr. Njilo in Johannesburg on Monday, the 5th of June. When they appear in court later this month, the matter is not going away. The police have a strong case against the accused. Hence, the accused also have to report to their local police stations when they wish to leave the province as part of their bail conditions," said the police informant. So the bail conditions for both the accused was to report to their nearest police stations twice a week and not leave the country or commit any other offenses. That is for the Johannesburg case. These are the conditions that they were given. With the KZN case, we didn't get the full transcripts of what was happening inside the court case. So I couldn't report fully like I usually do because I couldn't get what exactly happened. Only information I could get access to was the bail amounts that they were granted. Right?
Yeah.
So owners of Land Industries have instructed their lawyers to write to the NPA prosecuting authority, the National Prosecuting Authority, in order to challenge a decision to drop the charges that they have laid against Nzuzo Njilo. The charges against him were provisionally withdrawn on Monday, the 5th of June, during his court appearance. And the co-accused, or the accusers, the people who actually laid this fraud charge, were not informed by the NPA that the charges were provisionally withdrawn.
So what are the bases of withdrawing the case for because this is basically temporarily saying we're withdrawing due maybe to further investigation, due to there must be those things, because they are saying we have provisionally withdrew the charges of fraud. Of fraud. What are the bases of that?
That's what I don't understand.
Because we are going to need that for us to have more proper comment. Even now, we are confused.
We are very confused as to what is happening with this case, okay? Because how do you provisionally withdraw? What qualifies you to provisionally withdraw?
There must be a proper
what is
explanation
that?
Of why.
What is that? It doesn't make sense to me sitting as a layman. What do you mean provisionally withdrawn? How does that happen? That's an explanation I need. What does it mean to provisionally withdraw the charges?
These things do happen to normal people. I would say normal if you don't have enough money to pursue this such. Because if, for example, in this case, luckily they are able to pursue further. But a normal person, the case would have been dealt with properly. Because that's it. I'm not going to be able to follow if I don't have money.
And Mwango, the attorney representing Land Industries, said that Evans and Stevens were not happy with the decision by the NPA to withdraw the matter. He said that his client is aggrieved. He has not been given any reasons why the case was withdrawn, and they just have to follow up.
Okay.
They were not given the reasons why the case was withdrawn. What is happening with the NPA?
If they were not given the reasons, even now seemingly the issue of South African courts for issuing such things that do not have any information. I mean, I'm repeating this again. A normal person who's relying in these courts to rule accordingly and give proper guidance, how is that person going to deal with this? How is he going to have the power of going further like this to, for the lack of a better way, to men of no color?
Because here you can see that the financial muscle is there. You can see that they're business owners.
Yeah.
You can see that they are.
So they were
no
not going to let it lie.
They're not going. They're
The
going to
temptation
fight.
for you to provisionally stop this thing with such information presented to you, it's one arrogance of the law that I do not understand.
So can you imagine it happening for someone like me? Or someone like who doesn't
have money,
the funds to stretch a court case. So once they tell me my case is provisionally withdrawn, I give up. I just hinge, which is what is happening.
Assume that it's done.
Which is what's happening to a majority of people that are victims. That have lost faith in the criminal justice system. Because what is this? How can you withdraw and not let the people that opened the case, why you are withdrawing or why you decided to make the decision in the court appearance of the accused to withdraw the charges? What is so hard about explaining that?
The trucks written Njilo. So he owns them.
There's a whole nother story on the story of the trucks. The trucks have their own story. So guys, if you are interested in knowing about the trucks, let me know. Let me know. The trucks themselves have their own story. Okay, that need me to properly investigate. But from what I heard last year, he doesn't even own these trucks. From what I heard, allegedly. So that's why I'm saying it's a whole nother a rabbit hole.
What, you borrow them and brand them?
It's looking like that, but it needs evidence to support it. We can't just say it without really proving it.
Well, that we'll leave it to people to, if they are interested in this story, we will continue with it.
We'll tell you about the trucks alone as to how it worked, what happened, what was happening with the trucks.
The first round is when we're not discussing that much.
We're just regarding the shenanigans of the court. That was what caught my attention about this particular story. And an attorney also representing Land Industries, Bazuka Mhango of Bazuka Attorneys, told Sunday World that his client were never informed or consulted about the decision to drop the charges. He added that they found out through the media that charges against Njilo were provisionally withdrawn in court. Imagine. So had the story not been written about,
that's a very interesting.
had they not been readers of newspapers, they would have not known.
Interesting, because that's what I'm trying to drive home here, is that what exactly should this law do for people who do not have money? Is it able to provide beyond what we are seeing here? Because the only time we see law prevailing is when there's financial muscle that has been injected. Then we cannot say that law is prevailing. We can say that financial muscle is prevailing.
This is very interesting. I'm like, welcome to South Africa, our land. So are you telling me that this lawyer for Land Industries can't even get a hold of the transcripts? What do you think happened to the court transcripts?
They will probably have to provide such, because now they are mandated to give such.
Even the recordings, if they're not happy with the transcripts, maybe they have a lot of typing errors and mistakes. The recordings, can they get access to those? as their lawyers, their
I
legal
don't think
representative?
it went to court. Perhaps it was an issue of a discussed thing that went to. I don't think it went direct to court in the day of ruling. Maybe it came in a form of writing or something.
Wow.
No, I'm not saying that it does happen like that sometimes, depending on if there's. I don't know.
This is a mess. Yo, guys, I was shook when I heard this. And then the lawyer representing the owners of Land Industries, Mango, also said that he was informed by his client, who read in the papers that the charges have been dropped. His instructions are that they needed to inquire reasons as to why the charges were dropped. He said that his client has been affected by the crime that has been committed, so they are looking for information, and then they will take a decision from there. Right now, they have not decided on what direction to take. They will be writing to the NPA, and the NPA have to give them a reason for dropping the charges. The NPA has not yet commented on the matter.
Here we go. That's an NPA that I know.
This is a red
They take
flag.
their sweet time to respond in things. Even in dealing with certain things, they take their sweet time. While when they're dealing with people who've no relevance, it's a shortcut. Cut and paste. Admit. Go.
South Africa, our land. What are we supposed to do, Magunje? Because these people are not the people that should be struggling like this after laying a criminal charge against somebody.
Perhaps they thought that it was easy to deal with.
They even provided the proof. They provided proof of how they were allegedly, fraudulently, but their case still got dismissed.
Maybe they were just thinking that this is one of those you can just run through and nothing is going to happen. So expect a lot of delay after this, allegedly.
Mosi diabua, South Africa. Diabua. You're the only time you get to see how hectic it is when you read about such. So guys, let us know what you think about this story, and especially the contribution of the NPA into this matter. Does it look good? Are you comfortable?
NPA has not been painting themselves with good colors. Since I started following cases, I've never seen NPA, except I think in the current case
of Dr. Nandipha Makutumana.
This is, I can give them
and the
kudos.
Thabo Best.
For now, I can give them their flowers for now.
There it's looking progressive.
There's a plan in motion there.
Yes, it's looking progressive over there. But when it comes to the rest of the cases that we've particularly covered on this channel, including the Senzo Meyiwa trial, the NPA, what is going on? What is going on with the NPA?
Well, we are not questioning. We don't want to be questioning alone. So let us let you deal with it on the comment also. Comment and tell us what you think. Maybe we are gullible. We are just making things worse than they look. Please subscribe, like the video, and tell us what you think.
And yes, thank you for the recommendations I've been getting to cover certain cases. I'm still investigating on those. I'm still looking for information until I can put it together nicely for you guys. But otherwise, thank you so much.
It's a bye.